Welcome to Study Loop.
In problem 10, we're going to be looking at a case where data is collected about medical schools of two categories, those that specialize in research and those that specialize in primary care. We're supposed to check that the enrollments in these two types of samples is different or not. We're going to do this at the 0.05 level of significance. So the first step is to state the hypothesis, the null and the alternative hypothesis, and then we go on to giving the critical value of z, after which we are going to rank the data and then work out the value of n, value of z, and then lastly get to make a decision to reject the null hypothesis or fail to reject the null hypothesis. So the first thing is to state the null hypothesis, which in this case is that there is no difference in enrollment. And the alternative hypothesis is that there is a difference in enrollment. Next, we give the critical value of z, and in our case, since the level of significance alpha is 0.05, the critical value will be plus or minus 1.96. The data has been ranked in this order. You can see for the primary care, these are the ranks, and for the research institutions, these are the ranks. And now, after getting the ranks, we can calculate the value of z. But first, we need to determine which of these two samples will give us the value of n1. The value n1 is the sample size for the smaller of the two samples, and in this case, n1 is 10. N1 is 10, which is the number of samples that specialize in research. And N2 is 11 because we have 11 samples that specialize in primary care. R is obtained by summing up the ranks for the sample items that have research, and in this case it's going to give 123 when you add up all the ranks. Mu r is obtained by substituting the formulas of the values of n1 and n2 into the formula, and when we solve we'll get that mu r is 110. Next, we work out sigma r, which is obtained by substituting the values of n1 and n2 into the formula and solving, and the value of mu r is 14.2. Lastly, we get the calculated value of z by working out by substituting and working out the values, solving the value of the expression. So in this case, it's going to be 127 minus 110 divided by 14.2. And when you solve, you obtain the z value of 1.197. So now we can make a decision to reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis based on the comparison of the critical value of z and the calculated value of z. So the calculated value of z is 1.197, and we compare that to the critical value, which is 1.96, and see that the calculated value of z is less than the critical value of z, which leads us to making the decision to fail to reject the null hypothesis. And When we fail to reject the null hypothesis, we conclude that there is not enough evidence to reject the claim that there is no difference in enrollment.